this is mind mapping. They changed its name to AU or AYO, yeah, something like this. They just changed it actually, I think like a few days ago. I don't know, I think a few days ago. So because I was checking it last night, I was like, what? They changed that? I thought like iMindMap is cooler. But anyway, so this is really impressive. It looks so difficult, but it's so easy, really easy. You can use it on your tablet, on your computer, on your phone, and don't tell Dr. Migbil. The thing he got impressed by, I spent literally maybe 4 minutes on it just before I entered to his office to show it to him. Because I had the ideas before, yeah, I mean I spent a lot of time on the ideas, but the way I put it together to make a very nice mind map using, actually by the way, I paid for this software. I bought it because I really liked it. So I bought it. It's not that expensive. But he was impressed by just 4 minutes of my time because I just used this software. So if you get used to it, it becomes so easy. You become addicted actually. Okay, so let's get closer to the practical part. There are different ways of doing a graphic organization. One is to go for the traditional school, old way, which is to use just A3 or A4, and this is what we're gonna do actually today. For the concept mapping, we're gonna use A3, and or you can draw on walls, and you should try it. It's really exciting. And your wife or your husband will hate you for that because you're gonna mess up the whole house, but it's a lifetime experience. Say again.
No, it's okay. I said that we don't have enough walls here now.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I didn't want to get fired. Or you can stick notes. What I did in one of my articles, the one I worked on, is I printed out the article and then I cut the articles. Each sentence, literally. Each sentence I cut it, and then because I want to categorize some stuff. So I was like, I invited a friend of mine to come with me. So he's an outsider. So I paid for his dinner, 3-meal dinner, dessert. I gave him massage in Bahrain afterwards for free. I said to him, your job is to spend 5 hours with me and help me as an outsider to categorize these ideas. So you need to go through each sentence of the article and say like, this idea goes here. This idea goes over there. No. This one should not go over there. It should go over there. Because he's an outsider. This is just like a quick concept map. It's a real one from a previous workshop I gave. This is, as I told you, my students. And this is the one I told you about the article. So this is the real one, my article. This is the wall of my house. I mean, don't look at the AC, it's very old. But yeah. Okay, how to make the experience really good and more fun. There is actually a Canadian song. The beginning, I think it's called Full of Sugar. Have you heard about it? Full of Sugar. It said, in every job that must be done, there is an element, in every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. Find the fun and then snap. The task is a game. I memorized it because I really liked it. So in every job that must be done, you have to write an article for your promotion. There is an element of fun. Maybe you can visualize this article and then use colors and just go back to childhood for a bit. Have fun. And then you stick it together, and then the job is a game. Now it's not really like writing an article, it's fun. So use colors, images, words, lines, arrows, like, and this is why I brought so many colorful pens. It depends on you. Sometimes people get distracted, as the gentleman said, by colors. So maybe in this way you could go to black and white. Some people find them more exciting. So it's kind of like based on the person itself. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. Okay. What kind of software? So we talked about the manual one, but in terms of the digital pieces of software, there are like so many. One of them is iMindMap. It got changed, the name, which is, I didn't memorize it yet. It's IUIY, yeah, something like this. Good job. And then there's MindMeister, and there's Dark or something like this. I don't know about, different people say it in different ways. Okay, so as I told you, this is iMindMap. These are like different pieces of software. This is like reading list, and now, just before we kick in to the practical part, I want to hear what you think so far. Just about the theoretical part. If you have any question, comment, criticism, yeah, go ahead.
Traditionally, we have been using flow charts, in teaching for the students. How different it is from the concept mapping? The idea is the same.
Yeah, so flowchart it's a concept mapping. It's the same, but it's very simplified. But if you want to, basically, it's exactly what I'm talking about. We're already using it, but you need to dig deeper. So normally, like if you think about it, you generate like tiny flowchart. But here, what I want you to do is to dig deeper, so to create a massive, detailed concept map, which is the challenging. This is the challenging part, actually, to dig deeper. So basically, if you manage to transfer your article into a concept map, the whole article, then this is a great job. And yeah, basically, the flow chart is one type, actually. So people like Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, he draws something on the ground because he wanted to make it easier for people to understand. So our mission here is to make people's, the reason why I ask people to call me Abdul instead of Abdurrahman, just because I want to make it easier for people who find it difficult. Likewise, like when you deliver your ideas, you want to make it easier. And this is one ultimate reason why we use technology, is to make people's life easier instead of more difficult. Okay, I'll give you an example. Imagine you want to go from here to the College of Education. There are two ways. Either you take your car, which is a technology, or you go walking. But the problem, if you go with your car, you have to circle around because there is no shortcut. So you have to circle around, you may come across traffic lights, and then you go back here, and it will take you maybe like 15 minutes. But if you go for a walk, it will take you 3-4 minutes. So which one should you take? Logically speaking, you should just go for a walk. So in this case, we should not use technology, because technology is meant to make our lives easier, not more difficult. Although nowadays some people use it to make people's life difficult. One of the tools is to attend a course. So it's one tool. So I said, why do I not maximize this tool? So I attended two courses. So I leave work, say, at 2. At 4, I go to a class, and then like in Berlitz. And then at 7, I go to another course. So what I'm doing is I'm intensifying my effort, because it's an existing tool. As long as you pay, you get education. Okay, I'm going to pay more, get more education. So basically now, if you can use concept mapping, mind mapping, use it digitally, you use it manually, just do it, as long as this helps you. Once you hit the point when it's not effective to use any tool, then stop. And this is another skill. You need to know when to stop. And this is why it said, if you're happy with your article, by 75%, submit it. You need to know when to stop. Otherwise, you will never. And I've come across in my training courses some academics who said, I have so many articles and I don't want to submit any of them because I feel like none of them is ready. No, just submit it and the reviewers will help you get it better. And it will never be better anyway. It will never be perfect anyway. So this is about presentation. People present sometimes normally, sometimes they like, you know, I'm not like this when I hang out with my family. I'm not like this when I hang out with my friends. I'm wearing a mask here. So it's about presentation. But yeah, so for example, in the book, what I've done here about presentation is, I noticed that Twitter is successful. Why is it successful? Because it helps with the laziness of a human. Because it's very short. You're not really doing any reading. And like, normally, I don't want to generalize, but like, you know, Saudis are not a big fan of reading. Like, I mean, academic, intensive reading. It's not part of the culture. You don't see somebody on the train reading. Because, I mean, I commute, actually, I live in Cuba. Once I saw somebody reading a book. I was like, I'm really sorry to interrupt you. It's amazing. I've been on the train for 4 years. This is the first time I see somebody reading. And then, what's wrong with you? And he was laughing, but it's a long story, but it's interesting. But now, I claim in one of my articles that actually now Saudis every day read at least 2 chapters through Twitter. Like if you put together all the tweets, all the messages you get via WhatsApp, it's kind of like a chapter or 2. So what Twitter is doing, it's teasing you, just give you like a little bit of like poking you. And then you get to read more and more and more and more. So what I did is, it's kind of tweets here. Every, like, I have numbers. So I have 1,400 points in the whole book. And each point is short, intense, easy to read, and then you can read it independently. So you can just, when I give it to somebody, he will do or she will do this, and then she will read just one paragraph or one point, and then he or she can understand it, 1. Second, he or she will get hooked. And this is a presentation. So now it's a whole different subject, presentation. But now I'm talking about analyzing or like categorizing. But yeah, this is a very good question. So I have to finish this. But if you have a question, we can come back to them later. But what we're going to do now, the first part, is I would really appreciate it if you feel free. So for men, feel free like to take off your kutra or like take your shirt and start getting into it. Because to be honest, the more you get into it, the more you benefit from it. Yeah, go ahead.
Why should you relax?
Because you need to engage. So the more you engage in the idea, I think the better you perform. Because what I'd like you to do, if you don't mind, is you brought an article of yours, and the workshop will be successful for you if you really feel by the end of the workshop the structure of your article is better. If it's not better, the workshop is not effective. So by the end of the workshop, if you look back to the original structure of your article and you feel like, it's not that good, then this is good. If you feel like it's as awesome as it was, then the workshop is not functioning well. Or maybe your article is amazing. But scholarly speaking, mind mapping should improve. The intervention of mind mapping or concept mapping should improve your work. So what I'd like you to do is to do either okay. So first, technically, I'd like you to get a tape and as many as you want. I have a lot of them in the car. Yesterday I bought like literally 5 of these. So I have a lot. Feel free to use as many as you want. And I have a permanent job. I will not get fired. So you can just glue it, not glue it, I mean just use the tape and then put it on the wall. If I receive a complaint from the university, I'll be fine. I'm not gonna get fired, don't worry. So just glue them, like stick them together and then generate as big as you want. You can get an extension, you can add, I expect you to use 4, you put them together. You can use the wall, feel free, or if you want to sit, if you feel more comfortable sitting, just connect them together, glue them together, and then try to draw either mind map or concept map. You have 2 options. Either you work on the idea of your article or the article itself, the structure of the article. So if you have an idea and you want to expand it, then maybe you can use mind mapping. If you already have an article and you want to structure the article, maybe concept mapping is better. So you can say, for example, like, this is the article, the title of the article, and then maybe there will be like different sections. They have introduction, and then maybe conceptual framework, methodology, findings. And then in the findings, you're gonna go deeper and say like there are 4 findings. And then each finding, there's like stuff like say there are 3 paragraphs. So you write 3 paragraphs. And then each paragraph there are like 5 sentences. And then you write like at least 1 or a few words to express this sentence. So I want you to go as deep as possible. This is the challenge. When you ask me for help, it's more likely I'm gonna tell you just this phrase: dig deeper, go deeper, go deeper, until you feel like, oh my gosh, I can't go deeper. And then we're gonna move to step 2. But now, dig as deep as possible. So in terms of your ideas, maybe you have, say, anything like any idea you have, and then try to see different subsections of this idea, and then this subsection goes deeper and deeper. But I advise you now, just to make it easy, because I expect every one of you to have brought an article that you already worked on. So just try to go through the article and see the structure of this article. And the problem with this, sometimes you should feel free to do anything you want, but eventually you need to have a nicely balanced diagram. So you don't want to have, say, for example, you have 2 findings, and one finding so many like sections and subsections, and the finding 2 is so little. So in terms of academic writing, it's not good practice. And in this case, maybe you need to think. Maybe you can have another finding and then reduce the thickness of this finding to another finding. So you have like a balance between each part. Okay, so this is like what I'd like you to do. So take an article, try to go to put it into a concept map, like or like flow chart kind of, but detailed. And I think like the main message, or like in business words, The take-home message is dig as deep as possible. So one day I was driving, and then I was driving on the first lane, so no one can overtake me. So suddenly, like, this guy overtook me aggressively. So he went like sidewise and then he overtook me. It's not only this, and then the car is so dirty, so dirty. And then also the car has no side mirror. The side mirror is gone for some reason. And then the car got hit, like, accidents from everywhere almost. And the back mirror is broken. Basically, the car was so disgusting. Would you expect a romantic guy comes out of the car with like everything is perfect, like, the ironed clothes, very nice, gentle, he shaved, he's presented in a good way? No. It's gonna be, he's a messy guy in his relationship with his parents. His life is awful and disgusting. His house is like you don't want to go there. Maybe he's gonna get a disease soon. That's why sometimes when you present your ideas in an like sometimes you're say a manager, and then you ask me, I work for you, and then you say, can you write a report for me? And then I give you this report. It's so messy. So this is a reflection of your personality. It tells me more than just the report you gave to me. It tells me about your domestic life, your private life. So what we give to people is part of an expression of who we are. And this is why, like, if you manage to put your ideas together, this shows that you're an organized person. You have a potential for like leadership. You have a potential for like, you're...
Be organized. What helped us to be organized?
This one, part of it.
Before we go for money, we should prepare ourselves for actually, if you would like to be a good mind, you should have a peace of mind.
Oh, I mean, the fact that you decided to come to this workshop, I assume, is because you have the will to, because you see a potential, because you're already organized, and you feel that this helps you this goes with your lifestyle. If you're not organized, you wouldn't even come to this workshop. So it's kind of like the fact that you're willing to adopt this idea into your work style, then this is a good step. But this is one way, as I told you. There are so many ways, but I appreciate that you came to this workshop. It means a lot to me, actually, and I really, really hope that you at least got some good ideas from the theoretical aspect, and then I hope I will do my best to help you get the idea of concept and mind mapping. So we're going to take a break now for 11 minutes, and then we come back at 10:30 and we can continue. This is the software. I send you the link. You can download it for free for 1 month. 7 days. Oh, it was 1 month. Now they reduce it to 7 days. Maybe soon they're going to reduce it to 1 day. But it looks maybe a little bit difficult, but in reality it's very easy. Very simple. As long as you can speak English, it should be fine. Some people don't want to use it because they don't speak English. But since you speak English, you're set. Everything is very easy. So now at the beginning, I'm going to try to follow what you see here is basically new. It's obvious. This means like you have a new project. As if you deal with Word or Excel or anything or PowerPoint, it's the same. So you want to have a new form, like they have a set of templates. Or you want to have a new, you want to open an existing project, you want to save it as, print it, share it with other people. So you want to now click on this one, for example, or this one, or this one. It's up to you. So, but let's start with this like simple one. The good thing about technology, I'm a professor, an associate professor of education and technology. So technology is my game, and how to use it for learning, for training. And let me tell you a secret about technology, particularly about laptop. The good thing about laptops and computers is they never explode. Whatever you do with them, they never explode. That's amazing. You can do anything with them. They never explode. This means if you have curiosity, if you want to explore more and more, just do it. It's for free. You can explore. You don't kill somebody. You didn't, let the computer explode. So basically, it's full freedom. But some people choose not to explore, and this is the problem. Either because they don't like, they're not curious, or because they're scared. But if you're scared, there's no point to be scared, because in the worst case scenario, you're gonna just take it to the shop, and then they will reset it, and then you can work on it again. So the idea is now we're gonna explore together this software. So we clicked first on, we downloaded it, we installed it, and then you click on new, you open the new project. Now this is mind map, it's not concept map. So here, you can say, the software is trying to be nice to you. So it's saying like, okay, my darling, choose anything nice to you. And then you choose anything you start the project with. This is the starting point. This is the main idea. So you can choose anything you want. So let's say this one? No? This one? This one? This one? Okay. And then you select it, and then you click on start. And it's telling you, like, this is the central idea. All what you need is to click on it, or just I think you can, click on it, but don't click right in the middle, on the side, click on it, and then it will let you edit it. So you can write anything in it. But just remember, minimize the words you include in here. The idea is not to write a sentence. If you write a sentence, it's a bad practice. So just write as little as you can here, because the idea is you want to build as massive as possible of a diagram. But if you include so many words, first it takes time for you to read what you wrote. So this doesn't allow you to have a whole picture of the whole project. So let's say, what do you want to write, guys? Stress. Okay. So stress.